You are welcome back to my channel. It appears as though the Fulanis in Nigeria are facing a very difficult time currently. This as US lawmakers already urged for sanction against Miyetti Allah. We understand that Miyetti Allah is the umbrella body of course, Fulanis in Nigeria. And this is in direct reaction to the position of Trump, who have since designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. As we have it, Trump is waiting for advice from some relevant committees of the Senate in America for further action. But currently, the president of Nigeria, Senator Miyetti Allah Tinubu, have indicated interest, as you can see on the screen, to strategically engage with America and any other foreign partner to ensure that terrorism is stamped out. And when you talk about terrorism in Nigeria, Fulani militias are at the center of it. Because it has been proven that Fulani militia of Nigerian extraction is the fourth most deadliest terrorist organization in the world. And looking at what Miyetti Allah stands for, the activities over the years, you begin to wonder, why will an organization like that be painting itself in that light? Because we understand that under the last administration of Muhammad Buhari, it was reported, widely reported, that the government of Buhari paid Miyetti Allah about 100 billion naira to stem the tide of kidnapping and killing we witness in the country. Though it was denied, the government denied it then, and even the Miyetti Allah refuted the claim, but it was widely publicized. And we are equally seeing Miyetti Allah at the time they approached our eastern governors with boldness, effrontery, asking that they want to establish a security outfit in the southeastern part of the country. A region that is not yours, a region that is alien to you. You are having the boldness, the effrontery to say you want to establish, of course, security outfit. We understand that at the time, the governors of the region rejected it. It is not unexpected anyway. But as it stands, I don't think any Nigerian will want to have Fulani as his neighbor with the current situation of things. Or can we forget in a hurry how even a Baraje made it very clear that they brought the Fulani militias into this country. Of course, he was saying that in the Lorry during the celebration of his 70th birthday. And according to him, that he warned that if those Fulanis refuse to go back, that the consequence is there. And according to him, the consequence is what we now face. So the question is, why are we not asking some questions, or most of these people coming to answer some questions with respect to what they did, so that we can get this problem solved? And can we even forget in a hurry how the government of Buhari tried everything humanly possible to create a space for the same Fulani in Nigeria, trying to use federal might. Even at the heart of it was when Buhari wanted to establish a Fulani radio station, which was rejected by Nigerians. You can imagine the height of nepotism and favoritism that characterized that government. We only saw a Buhari government try to establish, of course, Ruga, who turned out to mean that the intention was to cover space for the Fulanis. And every time you tell the Fulani, go and ranch your cow, they will tell you that the Nigerian species of cow is not good for ranching. Each time people make laws to prohibit open grazing, they violate it. We were seeing in the time past where a state like Benue State and Ekiti State will establish or rather enact anti-open grazing laws. And they often violate it. Or can we even forget in a hurry all the activists of Shegumi, who have even recently taken it upon himself to go beyond negotiating for bandits, and he is now an advocate of bandits. Because it beats all imagination, where a Shegumi will say that it is a lesser evil for bandits to start kidnapping people, to adopting people, than for America to come and start ransacking our communities and possibly start disaliving bandits, Fulani militias, Boko Haram, and all of that. The question is, what does Fulani militias want? And what does Miyetti Allah want in Nigeria. You can understand that even their national chairman, talking about Bodejo, have been accused twice of two different things by federal government. Though I'm not indicting him because he has not been indicted by any court of competent jurisdiction, but understand that at the first instance, he was accused of forming a vigilante group, arming them without the consent of federal government. And at the time, he was charged to court. Before he knew it, in the wisdom of federal government, through the office of the Attorney General of the Federation, federal government dropped the charges and he was let go. Secondly, recently, he was accused of banditry. He was taken into custody. At the time, we understand that federal government secured court order to keep him for 2 months to enable them complete investigation. But currently, I understand that he has been released. But the question is, I'm not saying he has committed any offense known to law because he has not been indicted by any court of competent jurisdiction or any part of inquiry. But the question is, why is he at the center of controversy surrounding vigilante group, arming people, and all of that? Because I understand that even if people are not speaking up as they should now, because I can remember vividly that in the wake of the killing in Plateau State, of course, the last major killing in Plateau State by suspected Fulani militias, the governor of Plateau State, Mufwang, came out clearly. I think I want to play that video for you to see. To say that these have nothing to do with herders, farmers clashes, that is purely genocidal in nature. Talking about genocide. Just listen to him briefly as we come back to further this conversation. Because we need to wonder why it's becoming difficult for people to come out to speak up. Just listen to him briefly. Now, having listened to him, my own issue is very simple. If we are all agreed that Fulani militias are bad, bandits are bad, terrorists are bad, Boko Haram are bad people, ISWAP are bad people, and some terrorist group are bad people because they attack Christians, attack Muslims, attack idol worshippers, as the case may be. Why is it difficult for everybody to be on the same page to accept that we should allow America to have the competence, the capacity, the wherewithal to deal with them, to step in and stamp them out of every inch of Nigerian territorial integrity? Because one thing is certain, we cannot deny our inability to address this. Because we have the capacity, there is no need. Under Muhammadu Buhari, Nigerian government buy about 12 Tucano jets from American government. But the question is, of what use was the 12 Tucano jets the Buhari government bought from America? Because before the procurement of those 12 Tucano jets, we were thinking that it's going to be a game changer. But surprisingly, it turned out that it was not anything that has to do with any game changer. Because at the end of the day, the 12 Tucano jet did not even give us any noticeable advantage against the terrorists or Boko Haram, as the case may be, as at then. So, as far as I'm concerned, it makes sense for federal government, just as Tinubu have made it very clear. It makes sense to say, let us synergize with American government or any other foreign partner for that matter that have the interests of the masses to decimate these bandits. Because the issue of Fulani militias, terrorism, bandits is an evil wind that blows no one any good. It's an evil wind because, as we have it, we have seen the killing in Zamfara. We have seen the killing in Benue. We have seen the killing in Katsina. We have seen the killing in Southern Kaduna, in Kwara, and other places. They kill Muslims, they kill Christians. And I want to believe that if a Tojibelo, for instance, is killed by American forces, those Muslims who are in, of course, Zamfara, who are in Katsina, who are suffering as a result of the operation of Toji Bello and Adaleru, will be happy seeing Toji Bello or Adaleru neutralized. We'll be happy seeing them killed. Because as far as I'm concerned, these people have no value for human life. They say there is no peace for the wicked, and I want to say that there shall be no peace for Toji Bello. There shall be no peace for Adaleru. There shall be no peace for all the bandits, whatever name they go by, whatever organization they belong. There shall be no peace for them. This is why I encourage every peace-loving Nigerian, every patriotic Nigerian to queue behind federal government of Nigeria in their quest to synergize with America and every other foreign partner to get this bandit out of every inch of Nigerian territorial integrity. I've personally been a strong advocate of the fact that the governors should not just be going about with the name of the governors and the chief security officer of the respective states on paper alone, but rather that they should be given some level of security power to parade. But the question is, of late, I've been to wonder why the state governors, particularly those states that are ravaged by this insecurity occasioned by Fulani militaries, are not jumping at the opportunity and offer provided by the federal government's community-based policing initiative of Forest Guard. But I want to say that in a way have come to solve the problem of the governors complaining that as governor and chief security officer of the respective states, that they don't command the security architecture in their respective states. I think I see their feeling, but hence, this opportunity is out. I want to believe that it will make sense for the governors to jump at it, so that going forward, they can have the ability to control and command the security in their respective states. Because I not be concerned when the governor of Zamfara State came out to explain that as a governor, his capacity, that he is able to acquire some level of technology that enables him to know the movement and location of bandits. At the time, he was lamenting about inability to command the security architecture to operation. But now that this opportunity is out, I want to encourage that same governor to key into this. And let us encourage federal government as well to, as they promise, to collaborate with the American government, that they should go ahead to do it. I want to say that when the society is secured, when the country is secured, talking about the lives and properties of Nigerians, it is for the good of everybody. It is for the good of Nigerian economy. Because in a way, with the current scenario, it is very difficult to woo investors into Nigerian economy. Because investors will look at it and understand that where are we coming? A situation where you cannot guarantee the safety of life of your workers, in some cases expatriates, and the money you are bringing in, the infrastructure you want to put up. That is why it's going to be a win-win situation for everyone, every patriotic Nigerian, if we should strategically, of course, collaborate with the American government as the president has promised. But the question is, the lives of Shegumi, I want to believe that federal government should get to a point where they should be able to answer some questions. Because a character who could not perform Hajj the other time, where Saudi Arabia deported him. I want to believe that Nigerian government should be able to ask Saudi Arabian government to share some level of intelligence with them, to know the reason behind deporting the man Shegumi. Because his position recently has clearly shown that his interest is beyond negotiation. Because he's not a serious advocate for bandits, for Fulani militaries. These are the same Fulani militaries, the same bandits. They made us to believe, they created the impression that they are not Nigerians, that they come from different parts of the world, Burkina Faso, Libya, Mali, and all of that. And to even lay credence to this, even the Muhammad Buhari in his time as president, while he was alive, why he had conversation with the United States of America President Donald Trump in the first term of Donald Trump as the President of the United States of America, he was emphatic that the bandits, some of them are people who left Libya after the fall of Gaddafi, and that the only one they had is how to shoot gun. So when somebody like Shegumi is now standing up advocating for amnesty for bandits, the question that comes to mind is, are you saying they should give foreigners amnesty? On what basis? Because this is a character who often go to the bushes, though he have claimed that he often go with in company of security agencies to negotiate with bandits, take money to them to, according to him, secure the release of kidnapped victims. But let me at this point say that the manner or rather the trajectory we currently see with the banditry, where they are currently becoming celebrities, is unacceptable. And I think what is giving rise to this is because the society, the citizens in those areas where this banditry is high, do not see the presence of government in terms of their military might in decimating the bandits. So it looks as though the government they see is the bandits, because these are people who are already holding territories in some small space, in the northern part of the country. So if they are already sharing coercive monopoly power with federal government, it's a worrisome trend. Because each time they come out in what they call negotiation, you see people rushing to catch a glimpse of what they look like, rushing to even take photograph, video them. So that is why, to even discourage people from signing on to this banditry, talking about people in those localities, it is good that we stamp it out as early as possible. But again, this one is to the northern leaders who are finding it fashionable not educating their children. Because any child is born allowed to grow in the white without proper parental care, without proper societal care, will definitely be vulnerable to be radicalized. I think it's part of the consequence of what we now witness or see pass through as a country. Because from psychological point of view, he said the newborn child that the brain is a tabula rasa, a clean slate, on which the critical writes anything he or she wishes to write. So by the time you give birth to children, allow them to grow in the white without proper parental care, you are leaving them for bandits, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and South terrorist group to write their own value system. Now, let me tell the North as well. Go and address the out-of-school children in the North. Because under universal basic education, it is incumbent on the government to ensure that Nigerian child acquire basic education, if not up to tertiary institution, at least up to secondary school level. That is why it builds on imagination and is disturbing the situation where some stakeholders from the northern part of the country currently point accusing finger on federal government, or rather at federal government, when they talk of out-of-school children in the North. I quite agree that it is the responsibility of the three tiers of government to educate Nigerian child under the universal basic education. However, what behoves the federal government to do is the policy direction and the funding. And this they've been doing for the 32 states without exception. So the question now is, why do we see much out-of-school children in the North and we do not see such numbers in the South? Because it is one sort of situation where in some states you see 60-70%, 50-70%, 40-70%, 30-70%, 20-70%, 10%, as the case may be. Talking about out-of-school children. And you are talking about age bracket within the age of 6 and 16 years. Because this is the formation age in every human being. So you are leaving them vulnerable to be radicalized. And in some states, this percentage translates into more than 1 million people. These are potential Boko Haram members you are breeding. There's no truth about it. That is why a child in the North can agree for suicide bombing. Because what they do is they mix whatever they preach with religion and give it to the children. They indoctrinate them. It is even turning a worrisome situation recently, seeing that according to information coming from the Borno State governor, that currently they are already using drones, talking about terrorists, Boko Haram. They're already using drones to attack the military. A worrisome trend, I must say. It got to show that we must step up our intelligence. We must step up to develop our air defense mechanism. We must equally partner with our foreign partners who have the wherewithal to police the air. I don't want to believe that we have gotten to the level where we can independently police and know everything that happens within our airspace. Otherwise, if you do, it wouldn't have been possible for Nigerian Air Force the other time to go and bomb civilian populace. And the best explanation they could give is that they receive intelligence from their foreign partners. So if for any reason you receive intelligence from your foreign partners, you didn't know how to profile the intelligence you gather, you didn't know how to even do some analysis to know whether it's civilian populace. So if they can rely on our foreign partners for intelligence to get such intel, it means we need those foreign partners. I want to believe that America has been our old ally in terms of commerce and industry, in terms of military might and all of that. Of course, the last 12 to Kano jet we got under Muhammad Buhari from America is a testimony to that. That is where I encourage the president, though he has said it, that they will be engaging diplomatically with our foreign partners, including America, that he should go ahead to do that. And that he should not listen to any character that is saying cut ties with America, like Chegumi is saying. Because for me, he's trying to set trap for the president and for the Nigerian government. But at this point, I must say a very big thank you for your time. This is Supplement, and I'm Mr. Matu.